All right, so welcome to episode 3 of my Iron Progress series. First of all, I've kind of been saying this in the past 2 videos, but just apologies. This is the episode where I don't have anything recorded. It's gonna all be screenshots, but at the time it was post Leagues 4. And I kind of just got like burnt out from constantly having my recorder open and whatever the case may be. I just kind of didn't ever think I'd make any videos and just thought that the RuneLite screenshots would be enough. Spoiler alert, the making clips and hearing your reaction and whatever is a lot more fun to look back on. Just from me making those first 2, it's been a ton of fun looking back on stuff. But anyways, everything after this episode is going to be recorded. I have clips of everything after this. In this episode, it's a lot of skilling, so it might be a little boring. There are a few raids drops mixed in here just from friends randomly wanting to pot stuff. But it is a lot of skilling. It was a big skilling grind that I set out to do, and it took me about 4 months. But all that being said, I think we can get right into it. So I initially went to Pyramid Plunder to get Pharaoh Scepters. I wanted 2, and this was because one of them's for the Occult Altar in your POH, and I wanted that mainly just for Slayer, just because I was going back and forth between Standard Spellbook doing Turiel, or Lunars doing Turiel, sorry, and Ancients for Barrage tasks, since I started doing those in the Wildy with my Thamron Scepter. So I got this. I don't really remember what XP. I think it took me a little bit. And then I got a second one. I don't really know when, but I think it was like 96 or 97 thieving, and I started this at 95 or something like that. I don't even remember. But I ended up getting 2, and then that was that from here. And then the other one for the Occult Altar, and then the other one just for that Master Step that's in there, and then the other one is just same one is just for like clues telling around the game, getting to Toa, that sort of thing. So mainly want to if you are an Ironman. And then the next thing is me getting Rangers. I don't remember where I got this medium. It was probably just doing like Turiel. Pretty lucky, I think. 150 meds. I don't really know the rate of Rangers, but I ended up getting them. It's pretty cool. They're kind of a useless item. Well, at least they were, but now, as I'm recording this, they just proposed the treads or whatever from the Delve boss, which will make these pretty useful. They'll give range strength. You can combine them, so that's cool to have. Still need the peg crystal, but that's kind of a big RNG one to get out of the way, because getting med clues on an iron isn't great. And then another clue is I did a hard, I guess, on my 50th, and got a Zami Full Helm, which is pretty sweet because that's a master clue requirement. And that's all the master clue requirements that come from other clues are kind of tough to get. Like, I've seen irons that go hundreds and hundreds of hards or meds, whatever, dry for a specific item, and I just feel like that sucks, because then you have to like drop masters, and that just feels terrible. But that was a cool one to get. I'll also like highlight through this video, it kind of became one of my goals to get all the master items, so that is what I did. Next one, another one, Bandos Plate Body. Same deal there. Got super lucky on this. It was 57 hards. And that's another big one out of the way. So then I got the Skull of Vedion. I guess it was on a skeleton sass from the looks of it. Which is big because I have a Thamron Scepter. So that's a nice little upgrade. It's kind of niche. It's just a little DPS boost, and then it obviously has that spec. Which is, again, super niche as of right now. But who knows? Maybe something in the future. It'll be nice to get mage defense down or whatever it does. And then there's me getting 99 hit points at Abbey Demons using my Thamrons. I love doing these tests. Laren's keys and hard clues were just insane in general from Wildy Slayer, but Abby's were super good. And then there's my first whip. I think I went like a little dry for this, but don't really remember. But it's obviously a big upgrade from the D-Sim, so we'll take that. And then after that, I guess I'm 87 Slayer. Finally upgrading from that Warp Trident to an Uncharged Trident. Or Warp Scepter to an Uncharged Trident. So that's pretty cool to get. And at this point, I pretty much stopped doing Slayer for the most part, because I wanted to push for Elite CAs for, one, the Elite clue boosted rate, and then also mainly the superior chances. I just assumed if I had a Trident, that was kind of the main thing stopping me from doing some raids tasks. So that's kind of just where I wanted to stop Slayer for the time being. Alright, so this is Guthan's Chain Skirt at 330 KC. Pretty much after I got that Trident, I went to Barrows and just didn't stop until I finished a full set for the More Elite Diary. Just because I was waiting for a Trident to do that. And I wanted that diary for the Bone Crusher before I did a ton more Slayer. So Guthan's was the first one that I completed. It's kind of useful, but not even really nowadays. I got some other stuff. I can put the screenshot up on the screen of my log. But Guthan's was the first one I completed there. I think I was getting Dragon Boots for the Master Stash. Because I got Spiked Manacles. I don't know if that was in the last video or not. I don't know if I recorded it, but I was using Spiked Manacles up until this point, and I still stashed these, so I still used the Manacles for a while, but yep, they look nice on the ground. So then I started kind of doing a skilling grind. I know I just said I was going to stop to do Elite CAs, but that was kind of where my head was at. I initially was like, oh, I'm going to do Elite CAs, and then I pivoted to doing skilling for Elite Diaries. And it was the timeline was basically this. You'll see it sprinkled in here and there throughout this whole thing. So first of all, it was going to be fishing for, I believe I just got to whatever the Mori diary requires. I think it's like 96 or something. So I got to that, and then I had a Dragon Harpoon. So I think I got to like 93 or something and then boosted. But I wanted to do Temperos for the fish barrel and just like pet chance, whatever, other collection logs. So I did that, got a fish barrel, which is super nice. It makes fishing like, I guess, twice as AFK, or at least don't have to bank as much. And I was doing the firefighter method for that, which is the first time I learned it. It was pretty cool. Then I went to GOTR because I was trying to get 85 RC for the Colossal Pouch because I had the needle. So I went there and just used my points on that. It's kind of a niche ring, but it is actually really nice for some clues. And also Turiel skipping. I use it to get to Scorpions and that are like northeast or northwest of the duel arena. I guess I didn't explain my skilling timeline thing, but it was 85 RC for the big pouch, and then I was going to use that at ZMI. Then I did 90. I got up to 90 agility. I might have even had it at this point, but I got up to 90 agility doing Sepulcher floors 1 through 4. And then I wanted to do 90 to 92 at Artie. And then once I got to 92, I was going to do Sepulcher until I got a Ring of Endurance. And then once I got that Ring of Endurance, I went to ZMI with it because you save a little bit of stam just with the passive effect. And then get 95 RC at ZMI, which I was doing a bunch of like AFK day alt during work from home stuff. So I had 95 banked in day alt, but I just needed to do it, which is a long grind. That was the majority of this. And then once I got 95, which is the main reason I got that was for Wrath Runes for Slayer, for offering spells, and I guess it's just mainly that. But offering spells. Then it also gave me, I wanted like a ton of runes that ZMI would give me anyways to use at Slayer for like barrage and whatnot. So I did that. And then I'd also do fletching and crafting. I ended up doing just only crafting there at ZMI just because it was passive. So that was that. Now that I've explained that, we can move on. Randomly wanted to use my bird eggs I got from forestry. I guess I had over, I don't remember how many I ended up with there, but I guess it's at least 330. And got the chicken wings, which is pretty cool. I wish it was the head of the boots because I feel like they're more standoutish, but can't complain. That's a cool collection log to get. I don't even remember the rate for those, if that was like lucky or not, but yeah. Then I started doing, I think I finished doing day alt work from home, and I wanted to start doing shamans. So I started doing shamans. This was before they changed the rate from 1 in 5K to 1 in 3K. So I got this as a 1 in 5K. And this was at KC 1172. So definitely very lucky. But yeah, this is a super chill method. I know it's immoral, but whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, I was super hyped to get that. Especially because at that point, the Elder Maul change didn't happen either. So this was like, best in slot defense reduction for where you could. Then after that, I sent some solo chambers for fun just because I was kind of like super hyped off getting the Warhammer. I think I only sent like 6 or 7 or something like that. And I guess I died in this one from the looks of it. But I got a Dex, which is insanely lucky. You can see my gear there. It was honestly really fun doing these in that gear. It was like challenging, and I don't know, I just felt like it's like a typical Iron thing to do. Solo chambers and kind of just troll gear once you get your Warhammer, because you can make anything work, at least with Bofa nowadays. But yep, so that's the first chambers purple. And let me see, I don't know what KC that was on. 39 KC, there you go. The rest of my KC there, I actually wasn't doing a ton of chambers, but the majority, I did a few team raids here and there, but majority of that was when I wasn't playing this account and I was mainly playing my main. I used this account as an alt basically to scale up the raids when I was doing like team stuff on my main. And if you're wondering why I had to do that in the first place, you may remember that before the Cox scaling update thing that kind of introduced people regularly doing mega scales, you needed actual accounts to scale up the raid. So that's what all that KC is from, or I'd say like majority of it. And I ended up getting Preserve and the tablet thingy also doing that, which I don't know. I might have screenshots of Preserve somewhere, but I never bothered finding it. It's not that important, but that was like years and years ago before I came back to this account. So there's 92 mining. The other work AFK I started doing after the Warhammer was stars. They buffed stars at some point, I'm pretty sure, where they made it like more AFK but less Stardust or something like that, because people were complaining about the world's crashing, whatever. So I started doing stars to try to get to 92 for amethysts, because I knew eventually I'd need a ton of darts and arrows and whatnot. I tried to calc it like perfectly because I wanted to get the expert mining gloves, where the top tier mining gloves are. But I was a little off, so I was just power mining iron for the unidentified minerals. But anyways, I got 92, and then shortly after that, I got the expert mining gloves, which is sweet. And then after this, I started amethyst. This was still only like, I don't know, maybe a fifth of the way into level 92 mining. And then don't really know what sparked this, but I guess I just wanted to get the enhanced teleport crystal. It's kind of nice for clues, and then occasionally thinking about going back to CG for a blade. Just something to get. And I got it. I don't know if I went dry or lucky there, but it doesn't really matter. It's just, spam pickpocket type of content. This was not on the docket in terms of my skilling bender timeline, but I just randomly wanted to get 99 fire making because it's such an easy 99 to get. And unfortunately, this was before all the winter Todd changes, obviously, which made it a lot more AFK. But I got a Tome of Fire, which isn't the most useful item these days, or ever, I should probably say. But it's kind of cool to get. It's like an offhand free fire rune for like alking or whatever. So not the worst thing to get. Definitely notable. And there's 92 agility doing rooftops. So then I stopped doing Artie here and went to Sepulcher. Some random clue I guess I got from somewhere, something. Probably Amethyst, actually. I started doing a lot of clues with Amethyst. But there's a ham joint. And I'm pretty sure at this point I started kind of thinking about stacking all my caskets because I had so many of the mastered clue requirements already. And I can throw a screenshot of like what I have currently. Now this is January of 2025, like a year after this, but I'm spoiler alert, I'm still stacking because I don't have everything. But yeah, ham joint, cool for melee DPS top. And then one of my buddies just wanted to send a Toa, so we did. And I got a light bear. I died at P2 Wardens, so this was super deserved. Not. But it is what it is. It was kind of useless because I didn't even have a yellow gem. I didn't really have any other spec weapon besides like a DDS. But that was cool to get. First Toa purple. And then I got, I guess, a torture ornament kit. And it's kind of ironic that I got that because it eventually became the most useless kit to get with the addition of the Rancor. Kind of sad, but I got to use it for a bit. As you can imagine, I eventually get a torture. So, yep, there's that. I wish it was the Anguish or any of the other ones, but it is what it is. And then I guess I got 99 fire making. And that was the end of that. Just wanted to bust out a 99 and get the total level up, I guess. Again, don't really remember why I did that or what the reasoning was, but I did it. And then I got a Brine Saber because, like I said, I was kind of thinking about stacking caskets and seeing what I could get for all the master items. And that's just one more off the list for that. I think it's a Wildy stash. But yeah, so I did that. And then I was going to Moons to kind of break up. I don't know. It might have came out at this point. I think it did. But I kind of just wanted to break up skilling stuff. So I went to Moons. Because I wanted to get the Blue Moon for, again, a master stash. And then I finished, my actually first set I finished was Blue Moon. Which is kind of cool. It was also became my best in slot magic because it had magic damage. I think it's like 1% each piece, but it's kind of cool armor. I really liked it, and I ended on a double, as you can see, at 105 KC, so that was cool. So then I finally got the, well, I say finally, I still got lucky, as you can see. The KC, I think it's a 1 in 200. But 184 KC, Ring of Endurance, that got me, I think, to 90, should have been 96 agility. And I was doing, as you can see in my inventory, like fletching a bunch of headless arrows the whole time just for the eventual broad arrows I'd need to make for 99 fletching. But so right here, I'm done with Sepulcher, and then I plan to do the rest at Artie just for Marks of Grace. Also doing like Brimhaven, and then spoiler alert, I eventually did the Worm course as well for just the collection logs here and there. But mainly already the whole way just for stamps and just because there's nothing really else to do. Sepulchre would be nice for GP, I guess, but I kind of value the stamps more. And then this is a random one, but I think it's just because the update came out. I started doing the, what are these even called? Zombie Pirates, I think. For the teleport anchoring scroll, or the blip scroll, as I like to call it. I got insanely lucky getting this off of a zombie pirate in the first place. If you don't know, I think it's like a 1 in 20,000 to get it off these. Like the main way you're supposed to get it is through the zombie pirate keys that they drop, and then you open it at the chest. That's like the easiest way to get it, I guess. But I got insanely lucky here getting it at the KC I did. It was like a, I don't even know, 200 some KC for a 1 in 20K is just absolutely insane. But yeah, it is what it is. There's me getting 99 mining. I don't know, it was towards the end. I was probably like 96, 97, 98 mining when they added the stackable clues, or, you know, as we have it today, the stackable clues where you drop them on the ground, they stay there for an hour. So I started doing that, which was awesome. And that kind of encouraged me more to stack clues, or stack caskets, I should say. But yeah, with this amethyst, I did it 92 to 99, like I said. I ended with 150,000 darts and 100,000 arrows, which has me set for a long time. So that was super cool that I have those for a while now. So yeah. And then this was the big one. This is mainly the one that took the majority of the time of this whole grind. Like I said, it was like 4 months. But there's 95RC. I did some fletching. I think I made all the headless arrows here, and then I switched to blowing glass. I don't remember how much glass you bring. I want to say it's 12. I think it's 15 per run. And then you make majority of it on the way there. And then you craft a couple back on your way up to the altar. At least that's how I did it. Because you do need alts to do it as well. I think you need minimum 2, but you can use 3. Make it a little bit easier. To aggro the NPCs in there. It was really annoying when someone would come in and try to rag it for like a rune sim, but what can you do? So that was that. And again, wanted that mainly for wrath runes. So after this, I went and made like, I don't know, 10,000 or something, which set me up for a while. And then after that, as you can imagine, I blew a good amount of glass. I don't know what level exactly I started at and ended with, but was close to 99 crafting. I think I ended at 98. Wanted to finish that off just because that cape is so good. So went to somewhere else you could 0 time blow glass, which was artifacts. This is the first time I learned this method too, and I actually like loved it. It's probably my favorite thieving method in the game, behind, or I guess in front of plunder. Yeah, absolutely love artifacts. And then I was also so close to 99 thieving that I ended up getting that in the same day, so that really worked out. Randomly, I guess, felt like green logging Sepulchre, so bought the Dark Acorn. So yep, that's green logged. And I think I spent the rest of the marks on loot sacks, which I don't regret, I guess, per se, but I do need like 100, which I could get relatively quickly because they later on added instances if I ever wanted to go back, I guess. But need 100 for that. So after that, I did feel like doing kind of like a big PVM grind. And this was kind of bizarre to people I was explaining it to at the time, but I decided to do Scurious. The long-term goal was it was basically like this. I'd either stop when I got all 99 combats, because I still wasn't 99 in strength, attack, or defense, or I'd stop if I got the pet. And as you can see, I got 99 strength in this, and then I got Scurry at 1538, which is about half rate. But that was awesome. I also got a ton of medium clues doing that because it has like actually a decent drop rate. So that was a really cool grind. I felt like I was like at the right level to do Scurious, and kind of did it to completion. It felt good. It was cool. And then of course I went back to skilling for a bit, because that's just me. I wanted to make, as you can see in my inventory, I made a lot of those AMI darts, which got me 99 fletching. So I did that just in between running places at Rumors. And then after that, I got 99 Hunter, because I was, I think, pretty close. I did a lot of birdhouses. And again, at the time, Varlet Moor was relatively new, so kind of wanted to do that content. I did get the Huntsman kit, and then 3 out of the 4 pieces of the outfit, which is pretty cool. I'd love to go back eventually one day and get the pet and green log it, because I actually really like Hunter Rumors. And that was also kind of nice to get for the, I don't remember what they're called, like the bird feed thingy that you build the Quets and teleports with, but kind of wanted those just so I knew I could get around Varlet Moor if I needed to. So after that, I went back to Moons to greenlog it. As you can see, I went 488 KC. I was target farming like the last probably 170 KC for Blood Moon. So that KC is kind of inflated. I was not doing the 3 bosses the whole time, but ended the greenlog with the Blood Moon Tacits, which was ended up being my best in slot at the time. I didn't have Bandos or anything, so Blood Moon was super good. That's also great content. I love that too. That got my melees up a bit as well. So then I finally went back to work on Elite CAs for, like I said earlier, the Elite Clue increased chance, and then also mainly the Superiors, increased Superior chance for Heart and Gem. So I went to Zulrah because I thought it'd be easy to do with my gear. Just for KC, I think it's like 150 is the top one, and doing the other little ones here and there too. First unique was an Onyx, not the most useful. It's 68 KC. So I got that. Kind of cool, I guess. I still had 2 Zenites to make, so it is what it is. I just saved myself some GP or Chaos runes, I guess. Then I went to Zolcano to do, I think it was like I mean, there's only a few there, but I think when I got the pet here, I was going for like the 5 perfect kills in a row or whatever it is. So yeah, super random pet there, but that one is kind of an insane one to get. I still need to get the shard and the crystal tool seed. I'm forgetting if there's any other collection logs there. I think those are the only 2 though. But the pet's a huge one to get out of the way. And then, as you can see here, I got Elite CAs doing a little perfect bloat. Looking good there. My Blood Moon helm and pants, spiked manacles with the strength Amy. I still love that fit so much. But yeah, that is the Elite CAs done. So after that, I went back to Zulrah and told myself I was going to just stay until I got all the items, being Tan's Fang, Magic Fang, and Serp. And then my next unique after that Onyx was a Jar of Swamp. So pretty useless, but I think it was the first jar on the account, if I remember correctly. So kind of cool. I think I went and built the thing in my POH and did that after this. The next unique was a Serp at 206. Really nice to get that, I guess, before the other ones. I mean, I was 200 KC in, but kind of early still. So I just started wearing that and didn't have to use any anti-venoms. Then the next one being the Blowpipe, only like 40-some kills after. That's a really nice one to get, obviously. Blowpipe's used in a ton of places, and I have all the Amethyst darts in the world for it. So, and then the last one is the Magic Fang. I went like 200 kills after the Tans for that. I don't really, I guess that's probably like just on rate to get to finish. Yeah, so upgrade the Trident with that, and we're looking pretty good now with a Blowpipe, Toxic Trident, and Serp. This is the random GM task screenshot, I guess. Getting the GM time, I kind of crushed it. I don't know the Hun lift was kind of nuclear, but there's a 607.2 for the GM task, and that also green logged the CGCAs. But like I said earlier, just doing this for Blade. And then the last screenshot of this whole ordeal is I got introduced to 3+12s through Pecan Bread 11, I think his name is, on YouTube. I feel like he kind of popularized the whole Chambers 3+12s thing. And I think this is around the time too where they added the scaling change, or maybe slightly before this. But either way, me and two friends wanted to try it out. My gear wasn't the best from as you can see in the screenshot. I was using a Fury, didn't even have an occult, and I think I even died in this one, but we were all just kind of learning it. This might have even been our first time doing it. I don't really remember, but it's pretty long as well, because obviously I'm barraging the room, or maybe I did do chins then because I had some from Rumors, but either way, they let me, my two friends in here who are mains, they let me do like, I don't know, half of the rooms, which were like Mystics, Shamans, Guardians. I feel like there's one other one I'm missing that you're doing 3+12s, but they let me do like half of them, like half the HP in each room, just so I'd get more points, just because I was barely getting any at Ohm, just because of my gear. And obviously they're mains, they don't really care about the items because I was splitting them out anyways. So, but first KC, or second purple, I guess, but first 3+12 purple buckler, which is kind of cool. It's not the most useful item in the world, but it's pretty nice if you get like a Dragon Hunter crossbow or chinning at Tob ? Or you get like a ZCB, I guess. But yeah, that is, like I said, the end of this one. The next one is, again, where I start with all clips, and I promise you it'll start out with an absolute banger first clip. And that's the clip that made me want to kind of start recording these again and document my whole progress here. So yeah, that'll be it. Thank you for watching.